Have you been fired?
I was fired from a reality TV show.
You were on it, or?
Yeah. It was called Girls Who Like Boys on the Sundance Channel. If you remember, I don't know how long you guys have lived in New York, but the ads were all over the subway. It was like a large bed with a bunch of like attractive men and women sitting. That was the TV show. It was on for 2 seasons, and it was about like New York City women and their gay best friends. My best friend Tommy and I were on it.
Okay.
And I mean, I was working like a job as a receptionist / junior manager at a talent management company. And like, I mean, when my bosses would leave, it was a small office. I literally had MTV casting coming in. Like, I got cast on a reality show from my office without my boss ever knowing.
That's fantastic, though.
We like had full casting sessions in this office. I was like, whatever I need to do to make it.
Yeah.
And so we filmed it for a month, but they were trying to make us do all these weird things. Like, they wanted me to say that I was in love with him, and I was like, but he's gay. And they're like, yeah, but you know how it goes. And I go, no, I mean, I'm not in love with him, first of all, and I was never been in love with a gay person after they told me they were gay, because why would I put I don't know, I just like, I'm able to compartmentalize feelings when they don't make sense. So it's like, I would never fall in love with a gay man because I know that he could never love me back.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, call me narcissistic.
Right.
But
And they were blown away by
You
that.
were way too logical for this show.
it's so funny because even like when I learn that people don't like me, my inclination is not to make them try and fall in love with me. It's to me, I go, oh, they have bad taste, and I move on. Like, I can't have a crush on someone who it doesn't at least have like a little bit of a crush on me.
I don't know anyone who's more unapologetically themselves than you.
Thank you.
No, it's true though. Like, if you don't.
A lot of people do want me to apologize for being me, I will say.
Yeah.
See,
So
I
what
say
ha- so
sorry
what they-
for everything. I'm the opposite. I've never not apologized
Right.
in my life. I wish I wasn't that way, but it's just so easy for me. I'm also like, when you're high all the time, you just got to apologize to people, I feel like.
Oh, see, I'm not on all the time.
I know.
I'm like pretty serious and regular in real life. Maybe like a little quirky, I think, a little strange, but I'm not like,
I
I'm
like a
not
good
always trying to be
strange.
like,
I was called eccentric recently.
yeah.
And I was called it in a negative connotation, but I didn't mind it.
Right.
Oh, see, like I think of I was trying to think the other day, like what's the most complimentary singular word someone could use to describe me, and the first thing that came to mind was peculiar. Like, if people could describe me as peculiar, I would be so happy.
Yeah, goal achieved.
Yeah.
So-
The mural, the stuffed coyote, wolf, whatever it is, that's peculiar.
It's a
little
coyote
peculiar.
in her winter coat.
Yes. So when was it like a harsh firing, or were they just kind of like, this isn't going to be a good match?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say that I was in love with him, and then they wanted to send him to rehab. Like, he did a little pill popping in his young age, and he's like, no, like, he's like, I'm trying to be like get a PhD in psychology. Like, I'm not gonna go to rehab. Like, that's on your that's like traceable. They can find that out. Like, this will ruin my career. And then they called us over the phone to fire us, and like, I thought this had been my big break. Like, I was sobbing. I didn't even drink very much at that time because it was like my early 20s. I didn't start drinking until like my mid 20s. And I remember going to the supermarket and buying a bottle of Chateau Diana, which is like a cooking wine for if you're making like, it's like if you're making like
canola oil.
pasta and like shrimp linguine, you know. And I drank that, and I ordered sushi, and I just cried my eyes out. My boyfriend at the time was like, I think he was on some kind of like 4th of July trip with his friends. I call him sobbing. Like, he didn't even really give a shit. And I dumped him immediately when he came back from that trip. I go, how dare you not take
this is important.
my firing from Girls Who Like Boys seriously.
It's such a mouthful.
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
It's
did they have
way
to
too
airbrush
long.
your face off the side of the billboards?
No, because we shot for a month, and I got paid for it, and you know, there was tons of footage and stuff, but we didn't.
That would be so funny. The big bed, and then there's just a white
I
face.
would
pushed
kill
over
for
it.
this footage. By the way.
The serendipitous part of it though was, guess who replaced me on the
Christina?
show? No, that's funny though. I didn't know. Well, I actually probably did know her at the time. Maybe I don't know if I had met her yet. No, I
Rosebud.
didn't know this person. Yeah, Rosebud Baker.
No way, really?
Rosebud Baker
Yeah, good
replaced
guess,
me.
I was just trying to be a dick.
and
for the
is on
second
that
one.
show, and we didn't know each other then, and then we re-met years later and
That's
started working
so
together.
funny.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's so funny.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Don't you think Jack should be on a reality show?
Jack should be on. We can't waste that face. Gotta be on
I
something.
know.
He has reality face. I mean, not reality personality.
You would be on like oh god, you could either be on like one of the real estate ones, or
He could be one of the real estate. He could be the real estate cousin.
Yeah,
You look like better. You're more attractive
$1 billion
than the brothers.
listing or whatever. $1 million listing. Is it million? I guess it's million, not billion. I don't know.
Give Jack and Guy Fieri their own show.
That's the goal.
Guy Fieri is like, I love when I'm not doing comedy stuff. I'm only watching